Well, Joe, Captain Niko, pleasure to be speaking with you both. Captain Niko, we'll throw it to you first. Two-parter.
Sure.
How are you today? And how does it feel to be doing interviews, talking about yourself and promoting the show?
I'm doing really well today. The anticipation for the premiere of the show is high. It's definitely a surreal experience having been, a commercial fisherman my entire life, and now this is kind of be broadcast for the world to see what we do. Um, this actually, this isn't my first time in front of a camera. I'm a professional strongman, and that's broadcasts around the world. And I've also done work with Discovery before for Shark Week shows. So while this is definitely like 10 times what I've ever done before in the past, I do have some experience doing this kind of thing. So I'm definitely not shy in front of a camera.
Right. We're going to come back to your IPL championship in a little bit, but Joe, throwing it over to you, same questions there. How are you? And how does it feel to be talking about yourself today?
I'm doing great today. There we go. The camera held up for a minute. I'm doing good. It's what we do in the Northeast here with the Bluefin fishery is pretty cool. It's different than any other fishery. We're using electric harpoons. We're in the front of the boat. We're extended 20 feet out all over the water. We're using airplanes. We're harvesting one fish at a time, unlike, commercial fishing that uses nets and catches hundreds at a time. So it's going to be cool to show America how we do this. And I'm good. I feel good about it. I like sharing my story about my kids. The couple of years I took off, coming back, fishing, how I was a little rusty at the beginning and was able to kind of get it all together and start catching fish.
So different kind of question for you, Joe. Every time, and I'm dialing in from New York, every time winter hits, you go, oh, I can't take another New York winter. Even colder where you are. What is it that keeps you a lifer in the Northeast?
Yeah, so the seasons are difficult. Fall is okay. We sometimes rod and reel bluefin then, but the springtime and the anticipation is when we get the boats ready. So there's always something to do in New England. The cold winters definitely can be draining, but the highlight of the year every year is the harpoon fishery. It's when we're able to make sure the boats are running good. Diesel motors have to be tuned up. We need to make sure the airplanes are all well maintained, and this fishery is so short. We only have a limited amount of time to really strike. So we have to be ready.
Well, similar question at you, Captain Niko. Now, the IPL Strongman Championship background and all that must have been harder to train in the colder months of the year. So what is it that keeps you so Northeast based?
Well, I mean, I enjoy the cold weather. I'm not a big fan of the heat, so I like it, and I definitely enjoy the fact that I'm able to be a commercial fisherman and make my living in the summertime, and I'm blessed enough to be able to have the means to pursue my other passion, my other dream of professional strength athletics in the wintertime, and be able to do that as well. So it's kind of a perfect scenario for me and the way that I live my life.
Well, follow up to that, you're very well branded because you're wearing your boat's name
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
the attire. How much merchandise is there of Easy Does It now versus will there be a lot more, assuming that Harpoon Hunters is a tremendous hit?
Yeah, so our merchandise store is live right now. It's easydoesitapparel.com. And you can get sweatshirts, hats, t-shirts, all kinds of stuff like that. And I've always been very big into branding and marketing and whatnot, and I just wanted to take advantage of this opportunity and basically spread the legacy and the legend of the boat, because when it comes to individual boats, as far as the reputation in the harpoon fishery, the Easy Does It. It's one of the top boats and always has been for the past 40 years. So I just kind of want to keep that legacy going and, follow in my father's footsteps and keep the tradition going for my family.
Joe, what's going on for you branding wise? Tell me
Yeah, so
everything.
we have a two of my three kids got diagnosed with limb-girdle muscular dystrophy back a couple of years ago. My wife and I started a foundation. We're raising money to fund the first ever clinical trial for a therapy, gene replacement therapy for this disease. It's called limb-girdle muscular dystrophy. So you can check us out at the dionfund.org. You can buy merchandise, you can donate. We have these cool Harpoon Dion Foundation harpooning rare disease shirts. So that's kind of our brand right now. That we fished on the Red Rum last year. Great boat, great cat, great owner. He was nice enough to let us use his boat. But essentially, we'll see. You got to tune in. It's a great show. And thank you.
So what I'm hearing is that both of you have ventures outside of harpoon hunters and will for a long time. Now, I've two stupid quick questions for both of you, and then I'll let you go. And I'll throw it to Captain Niko first. First one, have you ever been on a cruise and did you enjoy it?
I haven't been on a cruise in probably 20 years. Our big family vacation every year when I was a kid was to Disney World. And then after doing that, probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, my mother was just like, I want to do something different. So she goes, I want to go on a cruise. And we went on a cruise and it was nice. I mean, it was relaxing. But yeah, I mean, having, been on the water my entire life, if I want to go on vacation, I'd much rather go to the mountains and see trees and dirt rather than more water myself personally. So, we see water every day. So it's nice to kind of get away. And, my deckhand, Kevin, my wheelman on Harpoon Hunters, he lives out in Wyoming. And it's great to get away and go out to, Colorado or Wyoming and get into the mountains. I'm not much of a skier, but just the scenery and the mountains and the snow is just it's gorgeous and it's beautiful. So when I do get the opportunity to get away, I head inland and relax a little bit rather than be on the water more.
Understood. If you play guitar for a living, you're probably not going to a guitar convention on vacation. Joe, same thing at cruises. Have you done them? Can you enjoy them?
So we went on a cruise for the first time last year, and I didn't like it because I felt like I wanted to drive the boat. I'm a captain, so it's like someone else is driving the boat. There's something I was more enjoying, like where we were. The ports we stayed in. We didn't get to stay there long enough. But no, I'm not a cruise guy. I'd rather like Niko. I'd rather go inland. I enjoy just recreational fishing too on the side. My favorite thing to do is go trout fishing with my son, believe it or not. It's trout stock pond, but yeah, that's no cruise for me either.
Well, the follow-up last question, which I'll also have Niko answer, has nothing to do with harpoon hunters. We're going to keep saying that name so the SEO piles up and the algorithm works. Harpoon hunters. But Joe, what's the last concert that you went to?
Oh boy, I don't know. I think I went to Jimmy Buffett with my wife probably 20 years ago.
Well, that's on brand for being a water person. Niko,
Yes.
Same thing at you. Last concert, do you remember?
Well, first of all, there's a reason that I'm a commercial fisherman, and that's because I hate big crowds and I really don't like people, So I like to isolate myself in the middle of the ocean. But I do remember I went to I'm trying to remember it was a George Strait concert, and I believe Trace Atkins opened for him. And that was a pretty cool show. So that was that was awesome.
So for neither of you, it was Billy Joel, and you did not go to hear the Downeaster Alexa.
I would 100% go to a Billy Joel show, but hopefully, I don't know if Billy Joel's ever going to be playing, anything smaller than the Garden, but like if he ever did like a 3,000 seat arena, I'd be down for that. But to head into the city and fight the traffic and the crowds and then sit in a sea of 20,000 people to listen to a guy sing, not really my cup of tea, but we'll see.
I enjoy the honesty you both gave me, and congrats on Harpoon Hunters, and looking forward to what's to come from both of you in the near future.
Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much. Appreciate your time.
Paltrow.